companions, almost near to becoming one of the companions of Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. He says, this goat is under my jurisdiction. If I should allow this goat to go and fall in a pit or a hole and sustain a broken leg, when I go to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tomorrow, he would ask me, Omar, why didn't you pave the way to avoid the collapse of that goat? Do you think that is possible today? No, it's possible. Don't say no. Never be a negative person, a Muslim. We're talking about leadership. If you think what happened yesterday cannot happen today, you are negative. Then we are wasting our time in trying to create a leader. This is why I started the whole thing from Adam to Omar. So be very careful. I don't think you are with me. Are you with me? Yes. So this is why I started the whole thing. Somebody might think that it's monotonous. No. I'm just hitting there and pulling and pushing there. Because I just want to get you into the net to get you. I want to transform you mentally, psychologically, to tell you that you can be like Omar today. You can be like Omar today. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us, وَلَكُمْ فِيهِمْ أُسْوَةٌ حَسَنَةٌ. They are examples upon you people. Unto you people to copy them and be part and parcel of them. All Muslims are one if we are ready to be as we are commanded to be in the Quran and the Sunnah. I think you get me, huh? Yeah. So let's go. To be a leader in Islam, this is the characteristics of a leader. Is somebody who is fully conscious of every aspect of existence on this earth. Because he must know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونِ. I've not created the invisible and the visible beings except for them to worship me, for them to keep me in unity, giving me what I am entitled to, that a unified God. Because in Islam, I think the leading formula in Islam is to say, pronouncement, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. This is the only formula in Islam that is pronounced by mouth. Isn't it? Out of the 5 major principles of Islam, this is the only principle that you pronounce by your mouth, called the article of faith. But the major 4 that are left, there is nothing like saying with your mouth. You do it action. وَإِقَامِ الصَّلَاةِ وَإِيتَاءِ الزَّكَاةِ وَحَجِّ الْبَيْتِ وَصَوْمُ رَمَضَانِ. I think prayers, you need some physical exchange of position. Isn't it? Yes. I think in fasting, you need to just abstain from eating. There is a biological abstention, isn't it? In going to Mecca, you do some sort of physical, spiritual practices, isn't it? And given zakat, you need to go and walk physically to produce something that is qualified and amount is enough, sufficient to give out zakat, isn't it? So the entire Islamic gambit is action, it is not words, isn't it? So if things are not programmed properly, we are not going to fare well in whatever we are doing. Because I want to just elaborate on this so much, but I have asked just a few minutes back, just to wrap up everything, to go to the other class, to give them another class. But what I want to ask is, leadership in Islam, in fact, to make it in a very, very, very 2 sentences, is somebody has to be conscious of who you are, why you are, where you are, when you are, where you are going. 1. Number 2, be very conscious of why I am here, why I am moving in Kotu. After maybe 1 hour I'll be in Serekunda. I am moving in time and space. That is time consciousness. If you are conscious in time, conscious of space, you will know that you are a creature created by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then you will be very much harmonious to the laws and principles based in this world. This is why we say to be a leader, you need to abide by your prayer time. You need to say, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. You need to give zakat, you keep fast, you go Makkah if you can. All these are based on time consciousness. If this is absent in our equation, we are dead people walking like a zombie from a grave to the earth. So anybody who asks the questions, we can. Any one question? Because I want to go to the other class. You see, more fun the problem of money. You know, we go with these intelligent phones, we go with good clothes, with cars, with good schools, but we know we have a problem. we still have a problem with the mind. You know, why are we always ready to take the negative and to leave the positive? We are the best of people. I'm not trying to degrade any other person. We are very good. We are lenient. We are natural. We are good. We are receptive. We accept everything in good faith. All the good qualities are in the African man. But the problem is the African man is deceived not to see time, not to feel time, not to walk according to time. And his deen, Islam, inna salata kanat ala al-mu'minina kitaban mawquta. Where were you when this ayah was revealed? I was there, you were there. Somebody would tell you, where were you? I said, I am here. The Quran is still here. Inna nazalna dhikra wa inna lahu. That is still here, as if it is revealed today. Isn't it? So, in fact, we must be very conscious to be leaders by example, because, in fact, when we are coming, we are discussing about it. When somebody betrays you, you say, ita manke tubaboti. When somebody fails your appointment, ita manke tubaboti. When somebody is not beautiful, ita manke tubaboti. We force all our good girls to be bleached-skinned girls now, because boy manke tubaboti. So because we're not conscious. You know, we don't need to go reading these voluminous books. Book reading is not education, it's information derivation. You need to think, given a brain, how many billions of megabytes in your brain. The cells can never be, you can feel the cells in the brain, use them. Look at nature, look at yourself, look at the fellow guy. Look at everything that is in existence. You are agitated, you are forced, you are inspired to think. You know what is 1 plus 1? 1 plus 1 is never 2. 1 plus 1 is 3. Some 3 things, you know, well, I'm confused anyway, but I should have completed this. When we say leadership, al-qiyada is a person who actually leads people to whatever is in their advantage. But according to the principle laid down Muhammad sallallahu or anything that is natural, there is no injustice. An example is somebody who is not in deen. Let's take Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela is a paragon of leadership. Mahatma Gandhi is a paragon of leadership. Franz Fanon of France and from the Caribbean islands was a paragon of leadership. Marcus Mosiah Garvey was a paragon of leadership. Name them historical. For the Muhammad Lamin Toure, what is called Congo Silla was a paragon of leadership. You go to Selim Bamba was a paragon of leadership. Samori Toure was a sample of leadership. All these are great leadership. All these people were great leaderships. Kwame Nkrumah is one. You name it. You go to Nelson Mandela, people whom we don't even share the same belief system. But when you come to Islam, he's somebody who is there to tell people what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells them. He a person, because when you know what Allah asks you to do, you tell the people what Allah asks them to do, then you see yourself equal to the people. You don't look them as people who are ruled by you, but you carry greater responsibility, because all their responsibility is on your head. When there is an overload of responsibility on any head, that head is always lowered. So a leader is somebody who is so low, who is so humble, who is so walking according to the principles of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Somebody who does not know that he has an interest, who does not know himself as a leader, who does not even reflect his power in dealing with people. He's somebody who is doing what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asks him to do. Because if at all he is given that status, that power, that glory, that position of a leadership, he knows that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is above them. So when we say presidency is man-made, when we say a king, Allah in the Quran, He didn't tell any prophet that I made you a king. He says, Ya Dawood, inna ja'alnaka khalifa. We've made you a vicegerent, an ambassador to execute my command among people. Fahkum bayna an-nasa bil adl. You judge among them by equity and justice. Just a minute. The same thing was spoken to Adam when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was speaking to the Malaika. He said, Inni ja'ilun fil ardi khalifa. A Khalifa is somebody who is here to do the commandments of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So when we say leadership in Islam, is the executions of the commandments of Allah according to the principles and the ways and the manners laid down by Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. If we do that, we are successful. We become a civilized, developed and progressive nation. Otherwise, we must be time conscious, we must be space conscious. Wassalam ala Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sallam wa sallam. Mbalbe kontona tata kila mwatu minna kaida ala tola. Nin topic ko hola mo moral kindness to the or discipline, moral kindness to the parents. It's a very, very, very interesting and a very important topic that in the new generation is highly in need of these correct information about this very important title. Because human society, people are born in society, and society is made of a woman and man and children. So society is made of people, it's not made of animals. So you find that in every society, people live according to rules, principles, traditions, cultures, virtues, morals. All these things are things that we use to live harmoniously in agreement to avoid unnecessary quarrels, unnecessary competitions in society. So, for that matter, Islam as a religion of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the only religion of Allah, which means to surrender your entire will. To surrender your will, not only your body, your mind, your heart, your spirit, to do the commandments of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala according to the rules, the way Allah Muhammad has explained to you. So I think in every society, especially the Gambia, I think 80 to 75% to 80% of Gambians are youths from the age of 18 to the age of 35 or even 40. So you people are just the right people, the right age group, whom we need, to create good citizens, good Muslims, good elders for tomorrow. Because if we fail to put good ideas in your minds today, you become the worst criminals tomorrow. The greatest thieves, the bandits. If we fail today to make you good people, tomorrow we have bad people. So wala asabo la tabiya mula min atala kilo parce que ni sa te kono jube bi ni sa te kono jube dinde wal kamontela ko mo me wulufa wala manke ko dinde wala fo wala fault modi. It is not the fault of the kid or the child or the children, it is the fault of society, but the fault of their parents, father and mother, if they are there, the family, the compound, the neighborhood, the town, and the country, and the Muslim Ummah. Because it can be the Sate Konosai, because an example, I come with a Christian or Famolo, Christian or Bera Sunkalo Konosai Lent, whatever they call it. Just walk on the water window. After this Lent, I saw young Muslim boys, they can go in hunting that they go. From morning, they just roam the whole town, drumming equatorial hunting net. Something that has nothing to do with your way of life as a Muslim. Ita mantasi shuo kono yete ba makwe. Na la ta fenkila bidiko to ita sanai. Yete fa makwe yala moto kwa. Wale si bunda to wale study. Wale ita cyber cafe ita computer karaoke. Odi betula ya wala dunia dong. E molla fa mon bunda jang, e molla fa mon tikala. E be banandiro kala jang. Wala be man betia so ni generation o men be Gambia. Generation o men problem o bala bak. So but atolo alaya to kanda alnata nen be woto ja pour nyen kamala alfe kibalo so to min bete yata pour alsal fawol dela ka ton tulo wala Allah directeur min falla ja alwo moy dia mo min den ka fo adia mo foto le dum famesa what san nafta minna zabila results change. We want you to be new people. Nita kota jam ko yo idoma ye goma change ye kotoma change. Kana for data campaign na domoro ki jere no go and change people. You are messengers. Adon messengers that walatin na Islam kono mo ka keno letter sambalati. Ite ni karam ye ku kendo min lo. Ikata wala fo modi but ibuka boja next year ye muru jampotal the same man ibuka okay. Ikata la ye change ye ke mo kutot. Halama de mo dum pour ye betaya. Pour ye betaya fo mo lu sa fo ye ko ninno mo betaya. Halama de mo ibale ye wulu aye dunu kali koronto wala kali woro wala wato wati bi yalon ka aye dunu fay mulu de keta mo. Aye to pato bata min bela wo koto. De nano be nyame hani de fo ma ya jube. Ite dinne wo fo membe ke balwole bi. Nimmo mo ke ki lu wolo tabiti bo de kamina fo. Ika fo ni ki bala ki dali asiata ba ika complain bari ite nyina ta ko bri mulute ba ite man fenno hani domoro nyomote iba mala ye topoto adestino la ibe kumbola ibe sumala kala ibe kala do sakala ibe sasala ibe ko fekala iba ma ye topoto fe keta mo ifa ma fana be ko do bonni be tolom boro be sanna be paso dina be kol be kala ite suto sidi wala ni sasa ta problem mo be tolom ko be keta ite mota ta foi keta mota sai ikatamba ikadia mo ikakul ke fomoli fondemba moto ina mare nyanta mina kala ite nyanta lo na le ko ndem birimbe dindi malo de kamina ke nyabe ma wolo bare birimbe ta foi ke ba ta yaro ne ko ni konto mo bande ke ki konto wala ni sa ta ka fala ko anna sa malo bitar bare ida fo mo dindi ma ikaje le nyam kumol ni wulol ni dingol ka ke nyam ibuka wajeba ye nyam kumol dimo ma akamina ke akekele ni ulo ko nan dimo kekele o de defana bani fama bari be dindi yare ka wonu wala ke o de salon koy batadale de bani de manna fongo fenke no duniya kono ite man ke baya folo e wululal ke baya ta wolbe fala watu bin ite mal to wata wolte fa ite man karam ban folo ite de ko e man do ko folo ni je ko do di o to ni de be dindi ya to ala ko ye ko kila sallallahu ko ye ko ite dindi mo fendo le bije la fita yo ke la wululal parce que ni mo ko kela wulula le yalo bine ka kede foma ite foma ni e dimo so do soma e dimo be ko ki mo le kede wala tin na ye wulula jamaaje e dimo ke bute ni e dimo ke buga son tala e dimo ke la foma sunya wo wulula ki mo ya ka faale la ya ka faale ye julo min dum wala ka jo what you own what you did in your life is what repays to you when you are in that state so ye julo min dum wala ka jo ولكن الدين الإسلام على في الدين كلا صلى الله عليه وسلم أقول حديث وكلام أقول الجنة تحت أقدام الأمهات ني حديث كلمة دم كان ينتر كاد دنيا دم ني حديث وفضل مول كاميرا كو ني فادا الجنة من بدنا كلو ني باتو باتو إبو الجنة درون نسولا وانتند كلا كو الجنة ولم الجنة تحت أقدام الأمهات abe wululalu iba abasi wala koto